Here comes a new technology. In this example, you can see we have Copilot agents in SharePoint. So this is the idea where an end user, not a lowercase d developer, any end user, can take documents they already work with, like product maintenance documents here. I can click to create a Copilot agent. Literally is this easy. It creates the Copilot agent, .copilot file. This can then be shared with other individuals in a multitude of ways, obviously within SharePoint context, but also within things like Teams to make it more accessible and easier to use. And what this does is it allows us to both calibrate the Copilot or digital assistant experience, and it allows us to solve problems. It allows us to extract and gain more value from the existing content we have and create and address the increasing variety of demands that we have. Again, remember, this is about variety. Well, this is one example. There's a lot more. You'll see more at Ignite, OneDrive agents, this idea generally of agents in general and how they're going to expand. But this is a different strategy because these post-generative AI tools are easily accessible. And because, again, it's highly likely these won't be turn-offable, everyone will have it, you're going to have agent sprawl. And that's a good thing. It means that people are trying to solve business problems in new ways, again, increasing variety of pathways for resolution. This is going to lead to a new wave where instead of thinking of this as just like the Power Platform and low code, we're going to see increased capacity across the business to address their needs using AI. And this is only one example of many more that are coming in 2025. So I cannot stress this enough. Remember, it's an exponential curve. So what does that mean? It means that this needs to be led by more than IT, and that we need to understand and embrace things like Copilot agents, the ones that I just mentioned, the really easy and accessible ones, so that IT can be there to up-level them. Because even in the near future, in a few years, it's likely that IT won't even have to expand new action capabilities, that other people will be able to do it. In fact, even integrating across different systems, if IT's done the work with data design and things like that, may be accessible to end users. So this is a big change, a big sea change that we have to address for the wave of variety. The other one is investment priority. Now, I mentioned earlier, we want to get to realizing value sooner and get more significant return on investment. Well, the thing with AI is most people think, oh, we're going to make all these key investments now at the foundational layer. We're going to get AI right, responsible AI. We're going to enable this the right way. The reality is, I've talked to a lot of business leaders and IT leaders. This is often perceived this way, but the triangle is inverted. The amount of investment is going to increase, maybe not exponentially, but certainly multiplicatively year over year for AI. And because that investment is going to keep increasing as we go forward, it's important to understand that, yes, it's critical to get a foundation right, but we also have to accelerate our transition to that next level. So in 2025, I will be really clear on this. If you're not already using Copilot or some other equivalent digital assistant at scale across your organization, you are absolutely going to struggle with rolling out the post 2025, like 2026 on onwards, or even late 2025 agents that are going to become dominant across organizations. And so as AI continues to accelerate, the functional agents is where you get the most substantial impact. And what we want to do is we want to scale towards that. The other thing that's important here is that there's a lot of layers here. What happens at the beginning is we measure productivity gains. A lot of people do that today. They're like, oh, it saves you time and so on and so forth. But over time, we have to transition towards measuring quality gains. And that's hard. Not a lot of organizations, especially IT, are good at measuring quality gains. We're good at process measurement, but not so much things like digital assistants at scale. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. But that's one of the big challenges we have to do as we transition from one layer to the next. The last one is that you have to acknowledge and have an understanding, not just in IT, but across CFO and other corporate leadership, that there's differentiated and competitive value in what we call the lowercase p processes of your business or the people-based processes. Because what happens is everyone understands the value of an ERP process or something like that. But as AI is added to that, that's added for all the people who are using that, SAP or Dynamics ERP solution. They're all going to benefit from that. Where the real competitive advantage comes from is what's differentiated in your organization, which tends to be the people and how they address those exceptions in your business. And so that is a strategic and competitive edge. And what we want to do is we want to double down on that over the next coming years so that not only are we doing digital assistants at scale, but we're actually creating functional agents more aligned with those lowercase p processes, which allows us to accelerate our own competitive advantage.